during the dating process, a lot of women don't like to ask questions because they want to feel like they're okay with everything. And whatever you do, and it's all right, it don't make no difference as long as when you're with me, you treat me well, da-da-da-da. And I think that might have been a little problematic for my marriage.
When MC Lyte divorced her ex-husband, John White, the whispers started flying instantly. People were already saying the marriage lasted longer than they expected because in photos, the two never really looked locked in with each other. But here's where it gets wild. Rumors claimed MC Lyte and John were living a double life. Some even said they were shocked she married a man at all. Could her sexuality have been the hidden reason for their irreconcilable differences? Or was it John creeping around on the side that truly broke them apart? For those who don't know, MC Lyte and John first crossed paths on Match.com.
I think in the very beginning, I was very distraught, you know. I feel like there are phases whenever a relationship is ending, whether you're married or not. So it's that first phase, like, oh my God, I gotta make this work for us. Then it's like, oh my God, I gotta make it work for everybody else involved, the family, you know, if there are children, people who flew all the way to wherever to see you all get married. And then you get to a point where like, you know what, this ain't working, it doesn't matter. And what really matters is that we both end up in a happy place.
And by August 2017, they were walking down the aisle in Jamaica. Their wedding in Montego Bay was a showstopper, but behind the sparkle, cracks were already forming. Just 3 years later, in 2020, MC Lyte officially filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. And here's the kicker. While they were married for 3 years on paper, insiders say they actually split within the first 5 months. MC Lyte herself opened up about the painful split, admitting it was far from easy. She revealed that in the beginning, she was completely heartbroken. She tried to hold everything together, fighting to make the marriage work for herself and also for the family and friends who had celebrated their big wedding day. That kind of pressure can break anybody. Eventually, though, she had no choice but to accept the truth.
Did you get any money from, because you sold millions of records, did you get any of that publishing royalties, anything back then?
Slightly, but nothing like,
you know,
I should have, yeah. I mean, this is a treacherous game. And what's interesting is on the internet now is like every nook and cranny you can see truth being told, which is...
Really? Truth?
Well, yeah. You got some people that are just like, look, this is how the record deal works.
Oh, got you.
You know, which I think is really admirable of those people to kind of speak their truth.
The marriage wasn't built to last, no matter how hard she tried. MC Lyte later broke it down even further, explaining that when the press first caught wind of her split, everybody assumed she was already divorced. But in reality, she had only just filed, and the process had barely begun. She admitted those early days were rough, but over time she came to realize something powerful. Happiness doesn't always mean holding on, and a marriage falling apart doesn't mean you're a failure. She dropped some real wisdom, saying holding on is often about ego, not love. For Lyte, the goal stopped being about forcing a broken marriage to work and shifted to making sure both she and John could find peace apart. But here's where things got sticky. The divorce dragged on for 3 whole years because John reportedly didn't want to sign those papers. While Lyte kept most details private, the rumor mill went crazy. Allegations swirled that John was living a double life, sneaking around, and even plotting to swindle her out of her hard-earned money. People online were whispering that he was trying to come for her pockets after all she built for herself. But Lyte wasn't having it. She made it clear those rumors weren't true. In a 2023 Instagram post, she stressed that her divorce was not a battle, and John never tried to snatch her assets. She doubled down in an interview with The Breakfast Club, saying her bread came from touring, and that's how she stayed stacked. In her own words, MC Lyte opened up about how the grind really shaped her. She said, "When I started touring is when I started making money. Then I got a house, but without budgeting or anything. By the time I furnished it, I had nothing left to cover my windows. I had to put sheets up and just deal with it. My manager even came by and saw it. That was real life." It wasn't until her next tour that she could finally finish setting up her home. That's how unpredictable the industry could be. She pointed out that even though there's so much money flowing through music, it comes in waves, and she only hopes the younger generation is smart about their money because those ups and downs are real. In that same interview, she dropped another bomb. Despite selling more than 1 million records, she admitted she never got paid what she deserved in publishing royalties. But when it came to her divorce, Lyte wasn't left scrambling. She revealed that she protected herself with a prenuptial agreement. That prenup locked down her full music catalog, her royalties, and her personal assets. She cleared the air saying, "When the whole divorce thing happened, I saw people online saying he was trying to get this or I got to keep that. It's not that I got to keep anything. He was never trying to take it. We had a prenup. He's got his own stuff and I never wanted any part of it." From the jump, they had agreed to that prenup, and Lyte made it clear she wasn't blindsided. But as always, the internet twisted the story for clicks. She admitted she didn't like the way the rumors spun out of control, but at least she was able to set the record straight. Still, even with her clearing the air, people kept whispering that John was living a double life and stepping out on her. But here's the twist. Plenty of people weren't even shocked about the divorce. What really had them talking was that MC Lyte married a man at all. For years, the whispers have been floating around that Lyte might be bi at the very least, and the biggest rumor of them all? That she and Queen Latifah had something deeper than friendship. These two have always been inseparable. Lyte herself has said they've built their bond on transparency and trust, the kind where they could talk about anything without fear of judgment or misunderstanding. That closeness only fueled speculation that maybe there was more behind the scenes than just friendship. Lyte has always shown Queen Latifah the highest respect, calling her not only sister, but also the queen. She once said Latifah single-handedly changed the way female MCs looked at their careers and even shifted how the world viewed women in hip-hop. That's no small praise. In an interview with Essence, Lyte reflected on the start of their connection, saying, "Right from the start, we were inseparable." She had this vibrancy artistically. Latifah was free, and so much of that came from her mother, who gave her wings to fly. But of course, the rumors never stopped. With Queen Latifah, her sexuality has always been under the microscope, especially through her powerful on-screen performances. Take Queen Latifah's breakout role in Set It Off. She played a tough masculine character, a lesbian bank robber, and she crushed it so convincingly that rumors about her real-life sexuality started swirling nonstop. The performance was so strong, people began projecting that identity onto her, and those whispers quickly linked her to MC Lyte in ways neither of them had ever confirmed. But here's the thing. Early in her career, Latifah never directly addressed those rumors, and her silence only kept the speculation alive. Fans and blogs ran with the idea that she and Lyte were secretly more than friends, even though neither ever said so. Both women have actually been asked about this head-on. In her 2024 sit-down with The Breakfast Club, MC Lyte emphasized that their bond is built on transparency and trust. She explained that they always look out for each other to avoid misunderstandings. And when pressed about whether she and Latifah were ever together, Lyte shut it down quick, saying, never was right. Still, Lyte admitted the whispers about her sexuality used to sting. At first, it bothered her that people tried to define her by gossip. But over time, she grew thicker skin, saying it turned into, okay, that's how you want to see me? Fine, but that's not all of who I am. She even acknowledged that while certain things in her life may have sparked rumors, it was unfair for people to box her in. Being young in the industry, she explained, meant constantly being pushed into roles and labels. That pressure left a lot of artists boxed into roles that weren't even their truth. MC Lyte admitted, people constantly doubted she could look the way she did and still genuinely be into men. She made it clear that she actually saw herself as way more traditional than people assumed. Her choice to marry, she explained, came from a deep belief in the sanctity of marriage and partnership. So when it crumbled, it wasn't just a headline, it was devastating. Behind her tough, trailblazing image, she was a woman who simply wanted real love and stability, and she wasn't afraid to push back against the stories the world tried to write for her. But of course, the gossip didn't stop. Outside of the Queen Latifah rumors, there were even whispers about MC Lyte and Jada Pinkett Smith. Yes, that Jada. Now, nobody can confirm that one, and Lyte herself has never owned it. What we do know is that her romantic life eventually took a new turn. By early 2023, Lyte went public with her new man, tech professional Aaron Johnson. Insiders say she believes she attracted him by leveling up herself, calling him a reflection of her growth, and she didn't hold back, openly admitting she was in love. Fans were quick to wonder if another wedding was around the corner, but Lyte set expectations straight. She and Aaron have both been through marriage and divorce before, so walking down the aisle again isn't on the agenda just yet. But even with Aaron Johnson stepping into the picture, the chatter didn't calm down. Some fans couldn't believe that after all the speculation around her past, from John White to Queen Latifah to even whispers about Jada, Lyte was finally showing off a man publicly. People were side-eyeing, wondering if this was a genuine love connection or just a way to silence years of gossip about her sexuality. On Instagram, Lyte shared snaps that made it clear she wasn't hiding Aaron, and folks quickly labeled it a hard launch. Aaron, a respected tech professional with no ties to the music industry, seemed like the opposite of the chaos she had dealt with before. Insiders claimed Lyte was drawn to his calm, grounded energy, and that she saw him as the type of man who represented her growth. She even admitted herself, "He's a reflection of me becoming a better version of myself." But here's where it gets messy. Blogs started poking holes in the fairy tale. Some accused Aaron of being a rebound, while others claimed he wasn't nearly as private as Lyte painted him to be. A few even suggested that Lyte was moving too fast emotionally, despite saying marriage wasn't on the table. And in typical internet fashion, conspiracy theories popped up that she was parading him around just to throw shade at her ex, or to shut down the rumors about women from her past. Still, not everyone is clapping for MC Lyte's new chapter. The moment she went public with Aaron Johnson, the internet split in two. Some fans were genuinely happy to see her glowing again, but others were quick to question her motives. Critics online argued that Lyte was performing her relationship, putting it on display just to prove a point after years of speculation about her sexuality. Comments flooded her posts, with some saying things like, "She's only showing him off to prove she's straight," while others claimed she was finally playing the traditional role that people expected of her. That double standard hit hard, because no matter what she did, folks found a way to spin it. If she kept her love life private, people assumed she was hiding something. Now that she's open, they say she's doing too much. Insiders say Lyte wasn't fazed, though. She reportedly told friends that she refuses to live for the internet's approval and that Aaron is part of her life whether the world likes it or not. She also pointed out in interviews that her journey has always been about growth and self-awareness, not fitting into anybody else's boxes. But here's the kicker. Some blogs claim Aaron himself isn't loving the attention. According to whispers, he's more low-key, and the spotlight that comes with dating a hip-hop legend has been overwhelming at times. Allegedly, he even told close friends that he never asked to be part of a headline storm, but he's sticking it out because of how deeply he cares for Lyte. Still, MC Lyte hasn't completely ruled out another walk down the aisle. She teased that marriage is definitely on the table, just not something she and Aaron are sprinting toward this time around. And here's where it gets spicy. Fans who remember her 1993 hit Roughneck were shocked because Aaron Johnson is nothing like the flashy bad boys she once rapped about. When Lyte introduced him to her family, they were stunned too. Relatives described him as a ray of sunshine and the total opposite of her usual type. Lyte even admitted she had to adjust to being with someone so different, but eventually she started loving the softer side of life he brought her. As she put it, "Everything feels right on the inside." And insiders say the feeling was mutual. But hold up, there's a twist. Recently, fans noticed Lyte deleted a lot of their pictures together from Instagram, and that's got the rumor mill turning all over again. Some are convinced this means trouble in paradise, while others argue she's just keeping her love life private this time. To stir the pot even more, people have been outspoken online, saying she should just be true to herself instead of putting on a front for the public. Honestly, at this point, it's hard to tell who was really living a double life, Lyte or her ex-husband John White. But the mystery only makes her story that much juicier. So now I want to hear from you. What do you think is really going on with MC Lyte's love life? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you made it this far, sound off in the comments. Do you think Lyte is hiding something or just protecting her peace? Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you want more deep dives like this.